Bitachon. The Chavot Levavot asks the age-old question: why do the righteous suffer and the wicked prosper? So we know Hashem's ways are very hidden, but there are some reasons that the sages tell us, and therefore, helpfully with this understanding, we'll be able to work on our emunah. So number one is we have to realize every human being does sin. It is very hard to find someone who didn't do any sins. So therefore, just because you see an overall righteous guy suffer, doesn't mean that he didn't do any sin in this world. And Hashem makes it that he suffers in this world, so he doesn't have to suffer in the next world. And number two, a person who suffers and accepts his suffering in this world, that it also is a merit. As the pasuk says, this pasuk in Devarim says, in order to afflict you, in order to test you, and to do good for you in the end. There's a famous mashal, the Chavetz Chaim Alav Shalom used to say, the Gabbai of the shul gave out the aliyot, and he had many different kibudim, many different honors to give out. Opening Eichal, taking out Sefer Torah, Hagbah, Shishi, Hamishi, whatnot. So therefore, he used to give out respect to a lot of people, and it used to be that there was once a guest that came to the shul, and he spent time looking around. He was trying to imagine what would he do if he was in charge. He guessed based on what he saw that, the person who had the siddur upside down, or the guy who was talking, or the guy who was, not really involved, he was getting the important aliyah. And he's like, I don't understand, why did you give aliyah to him? You should have gave it to this guy, that guy. It looks more important. So he was thinking, I would have done it differently. So the Gabbai asked the guest, why are you so confused? Why are you so upset? And he told him, because I don't think you gave it out right. He's like, you don't understand. How can you ask questions? You weren't here last week. You just got here. This guy got aliyah last week. So that's why I gave it to this guy. This guy, he has a yard site. So therefore, that's why I gave it to them this week. You weren't here for all of this. You only know half the story. So therefore, a lot of times we do that to HaKadosh Baruch Hu also. We look at what Hashem does, and we say, Hashem, I would have done it differently. What are you doing? Why like this? Why like that? Where Hashem says, you came halfway through the story. How can you complain? You don't know there's a twist in the end. You don't know what's set up, maybe even from previous Gilgul, even from previous reincarnation, we don't know what account we have with Hashem. So therefore, a person has to know that it's not so simple to judge HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Haz v'Shalom. So therefore, how can we ask questions? We don't know anything. We have to put trust in Hashem. So therefore, next time that you think that you were surprised to find something not the way you expected it, you see a person going through suffering, we don't realize what Hashem is doing. We don't know the calculations of Hashem. We don't know what sin that person did. Right? A lot of times people say, why are these super religious people collectors? Why this guy, he did a mitzvah, he got right away smacked? Well, the person has to know that there's a lot of accounting you have to be able to see. You don't see the books, so therefore that's why you don't know what's going on. But we have to realize there's no way. We're very unequipped to judge HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So therefore we have to go and be able to accept it. Once you accept that, you'll be able on the level of the story with the Maggid and Mezrich. There was a story with the Maggid and Mezrich. He was approached by a man with a question. The man said, how are we supposed to bless the bad like we bless the good? That's what Gemara Sechet Brachot says. You have to say that just like I bless the good, I have to bless the bad. So the Maggid said, go to my student Rav Zusha Manipoli. So the Zusha Manipoli, he's a big chassid. So he goes to his house, he knocks on his door, he sees that he has a little shack, he has barely what to eat, he has very, very shabby furniture, extreme poverty. So Rav Zusha opens the door as if he's a big smile on his face, everything's good, life's perfect, he feels so happy. So he said, the Maggid Mezrich asked me to ask you, how are you supposed to bless the bad like you bless the good? So he says, I don't know. Everything is good. I don't have anything bad by me. I don't know what's the question. And from that answer, the guy already understood what it means how to bless the good, the bad like they bless the good, because a person who knows that I don't know the accounting, Hashem knows, and Hashem sent me all this, must be it's good, and I only know half the story. So we should be all zocheh, that even though we see sometimes people go through hard things, we have to realize it's all for the best. Baruch Nayolam.